What's up, guys? HockeyTikTockey is back with another podcast episode. We are talking about the Calgary Flames defense. So I heard a report that the Flames might be signing Tyson Barrie, and I feel like a lot of people are questioning the signing. I've heard some comments online and that sort of thing, people kind of asking, like, why would we need a guy like Tyson Barrie? So a little bit history on Tyson Barrie. He's, I think, a 30-year-old or maybe 30 plus, 32, something like that. So he's a bit of an older defenseman. He's offensively talented. You know, he's kind of always been a power play specialist type guy. You know, he's not that great on the defensive end of the puck, but he's pretty decent overall. You know, a scoring defenseman essentially, but not that great defensively. I just rhymed. I didn't even mean it. It was a complete accident. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Just kidding. But anyways, so Tyson Barrie. They might be signing Tyson Barrie. A lot of people are asking, why are they signing a guy like Tyson Barrie? You know, why would we want an older player to come in? Because there's other young defensemen that are kind of popping up right now, you know, like Hunter Bristevich. There's a couple of guys that got their first NHL games last year, like Solovyov and Kuznetsov. And there's actually just a huge sort of log jam of defensemen that the Flames have right now. You know, there's the first, like, the starting, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 that are obviously going to be in the lineup. You know, Mackenzie Weegar, Rasmus Anderson, Daniil Marimanov, and Bean, Ball. Those are pretty much the guys that I feel like have a high chance of making the team. Weegar, Anderson. Did I say Anderson? Weegar, Anderson, Bean, Ball, and Marimanov. So those 5 guys I think are pretty much locked. So if that's the case, then why would we need a guy like Tyson Barrie when there's a bunch of young guys that they can bring up? Well, I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you why. And this is my theory only. This is just a theory as to why they would be signing a guy like Tyson Barrie. I think it is to block the Edmonton Oilers from getting a guy like that. He's going to be trade bait. I'm going to put this down because I feel like it's too bright in here. That makes it better. Yeah. I'm shooting from my car right now, guys. I just, you know, I don't know why. I'm just, you know, I needed to get this off my chest, basically. So, because I was thinking about it. Edmonton, they lost one of their young, up-and-coming defensemen earlier this offseason. So if you guys don't know, if you haven't heard, Edmonton had 2 of their younger players, what was his name? Broberg and Holloway, who is a forward, not a defenseman, but still. They had Broberg and Holloway. They got offer sheeted by St. Louis earlier this year. So St. Louis essentially came in and put an offer in to sign these 2 young players. And if Edmonton didn't match their salaries, then they were free to sign with St. Louis rather than remaining with Edmonton. And at the time, Edmonton did not have the cap space to be able to sign those 2 players. So they ended up losing them. And Broberg is a very young defenseman. I think they just drafted him a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And as most people know or would, you know, exclaim about Edmonton, is that they have a pretty weak defense to begin with. They're very, very strong on forwards. They have okay goaltending and okay defense. And okay defense is probably the biggest, you know, flaw in their system as to why did they not win the Stanley Cup last year? Probably it was the depth on D that gave Florida the edge. So they lost Broberg, a young guy, just coming up in Edmonton's system right now. They don't have any other really promising, young, talented defensemen. So the fact that they lost him puts them in even more trouble. And then I believe they also even traded away or had a couple of their other defensemen get signed away as well. So why am I saying all this? Well, it's because now they're going to be on the lookout for somebody to fill their holes right now, somebody to fill the gaps that they have in their system. And, you know, I've heard even rumors, I've heard rumblings that they might be signing guys like Mark Giordano, you know, good old Giordano. He was, you know, a former Calgary Flame, former Toronto Maple Leaf, but he's kind of at the end of his career right now. You know, he's getting up there in age. You know, he's maybe aging out of the NHL. He's not able to keep up the same energy that he had when he was a Norris winning defenseman just a few years ago. So I heard rumblings of them wanting to sign a guy like that, but maybe he wouldn't be the right fit. Now, Tyson Barrie, on the other hand, Tyson Barrie, he actually, I think, played for Edmonton before as well. So he would kind of already know a lot of the team. He has connections there, and I think he would be an upgrade on whoever they might be having on their back end, at least in their third pairing. So that's my theory, guys, why Calgary would want to sign a guy like Tyson Barrie when they have up-and-comers coming into the system right now. I think it's literally just to block Edmonton, and not just Edmonton. I'm just using Edmonton as the example. I think there's other teams as well that also would be interested in a guy like Tyson Barrie. You know, and maybe even if it's not right now, like if it's not this instance, maybe in a few months when we get closer to the trade deadline, at that point, there will be a team that maybe had some injury trouble, or maybe one of their young stars is not producing at the level that they thought they were going to be at. So they will be looking for somebody who's kind of a veteran player who they know could play on the power play, somebody they know who could put up points from the back end, somebody like a Tyson Barrie that, you know, the Flames can get value for, because they just offer sheeted him, or sorry, not offer sheeted him, they put him on a PTO. Sorry about that, guys. We had a bit of technical difficulty. But anyways, as I was saying, my theory is that the Flames are not necessarily signing Tyson Barrie just for him to be a member of their team, but it's to block other teams that might be looking for his services, to allow, like, basically to keep him off of other teams' rosters. You know, keep him away from somebody like the Oilers, keep him away from somebody like the Kings, keep him away from some of the other teams that might be looking for him, just for now, so that we can flip him at the deadline, get more value out of him later by getting a younger asset, maybe a draft pick or something like that. And in the meantime, use him to kind of help, you know, use his leadership to bring up some of our young defensemen that might need a little bit more guidance as they're coming into their own as NHL players. You know, because as far as I've heard, is Tyson Barrie has a very good, you know, sort of track record when it comes to his leadership skills and the way that he can kind of help along some of the younger players. And then, like I said, at the deadline, maybe flip him to Edmonton or another team. It could be any other team that's looking for somebody who could use a guy like that. For the moment, they're going to keep him away from those teams because they got him for free, essentially, with the professional tryout deal, the PTO that they had him sign on. And like I said, I heard that the news is that he's going to be signing an actual contract any day here now. So anyways, guys, if you like the podcast, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, say something about, you know, what you didn't like or disliked about the video, or disagree, I guess, with, or just give me some thoughts. And, yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a great day.